to just know what the right play is on any given possession.
129.
Pass, shoot, take it to the rim. Doesn't matter to you.
129 to 119. They go to 14-4. Got a 9-game lead on the Mavs.
They're going to be
Austin
heavy
Reeves with
favorites.
38, 12 of 15, 8 rebounds. Luka 35, 11 assists. LeBron 13, 5 and 7. The Lakers shoot over 59%, just a hair under 60 because they missed that last shot. 3-point field goals, 18 of 35. Time to hear from Coach JJ Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
JJ, you could go a lot of directions with this, but just the kind of ease to which Austin was getting what he wanted and shots were falling. How much did that you see was kind of a reflection of the way the team was playing and Luka drawing all the attention versus just what he initiated himself?
Just overall for our team, those two guys and LeBron as well, of course, you know, they're going to initiate, they're going to play off ball to get on ball, they're going to sometimes draw two. You know, they blitzed Luka behind half court on the first play of the game. And, you know, there's a responsibility there to make good decisions. And I thought, for the most part, Luka and AR and LeBron with his passing as well, it was a great game for all three of them, making good decisions. The game, although it maybe felt differently as a viewer, but the game to me was like a very simple game in that the guys that don't normally make threes for them made some threes. We had too many turnovers in the first half. And then in the second half, we stopped turning the ball over. Their guys kept making threes until the very end, basically. And we were able to get enough stops. But, you know, I think I said this, you know, before the game, like this was one of those games where your offense has to help your defense. And to come away from that game, you know, we'll get the final numbers with essentially a 138 offensive rating against the number 2 defense in the league, getting AD back. I think it says a lot about our guys' ability to execute and pass to each other and make shots. So I mean, I liked most of everything we did all night. There was just some things that happened with the turnovers and some things that happened with some shot making over expectations.
And then just thoughts on you know, you go 4-0 in group play, so you secure home court. The Spurs will be coming in as they beat Denver tonight. But just the significance of keeping the momentum going and then also putting yourself in good position in the Cup.
Yeah, really pleased that we were able to go undefeated in our pool, our group, whatever it's called. You know, more importantly, we've got a back-to-back coming up and a really hard road trip. And, you know, Phoenix is playing great. You know, New Orleans has a ton of talent. We've got to take care of business in the next 2 games, and then we've got to go be great on the road like we've been for most of the year outside of 2 games. And the Cup is in some ways, you know, a distant memory for the next 12 days or whatever it is.
JJ, you guys are 14-4 right now.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks for pointing that out.
What are the habits that you're seeing being built now that you are hopeful that will be the most sustainable?
Yeah, I think the game plan discipline and game plan execution has been pretty good all season, and we've been building that. The outliers on that to me are like the games where we lack of effort, you know, didn't play hard, which basically is two games of the 18. I think our communication habits, on-court huddles, all of that stuff has been great. And then offensively, the organization and the execution is significantly better than where it was last year. And our ability to understand what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it on offense has been really good.
One of those offensive contributors has been Ayton. He came into the night shooting like 70%. He goes 8 for 9 tonight, and it's not just lobs and putbacks. He has one where he puts it on the floor, cuts out near the perimeter, and finishes, has to use a move to elude the defender at the rim. What is, what's the mix of him getting good looks because he's with these 3 offensive maestros and the skill set that he brings to the table also?
Yeah, I mean, I had a great conversation with DA this morning. I would have had it, you know, a few nights ago, but he was going to be out, so I waited till today. But, you know, it was essentially he's doing a great job of understanding how the offense is being run and who the offense is being run through, and then playing off of that, which we saw tonight. But the other point is his ability to punish smaller defenders. It's something as a team. It's not on him. It's something as a team we've got to get better at. There was a play in the first half where he got an early seal against Cooper Flagg. It was super physical and got 2 points, and then he had the one against the zone late against P.J. Washington. That's a dynamic that, you know, we didn't have at the end of last season. So his importance in understanding that, and for our guys understanding that, particularly against teams that start reading and, you know, getting offensive rebounds, whatever it may be, but using his size and his nimbleness and his strength and all the stuff that makes him who he is, using that against switching defenses is going to be really important.
JJ, I know pregame we talked quite a bit about, you know, we've talked about this before just today, like Luka's first quarter scoring explosions. Austin's top 5 or top 6 in fourth quarter scoring. What do you see from him as a closer in the fourth quarter, late in games, that really makes him stand out?
I think he's done a good job throughout the year of finding that balance, whether he is on ball or off ball, of finding the balance of hunting threes and touching the paint. And so when he's in that mode of balance, he's really just hard to guard, where he's not just saying, oh, I'm gonna try to shoot an off the dribble three. Well, that's what the defense gives you. Yeah, do an off the dribble three. But if they're pressing up on you, if you have a duck on you like they did at times tonight in the fourth quarter, you know, drive, touch the paint. That should be your mentality. And I just think he's really been in a groove with that balance, particularly late in games. And then, you know, as it stands now with us being fully healthy, those early fourth quarter minutes with him and LeBron, that's certainly beneficial to him, being able to play that partnership and being on the ball more.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Thank you.
Reminder, next up for the Lakers. Lakers play host to the New Orleans Pelicans. Tip-off on Sunday is set for 6:30. We'll have pre- and post-game coverage right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. What's not to love?
Defense, and Luka, he's did a good job of you know, taking his shot when he had to, keeping the ball for a period of time until the defense collapsed. He did an excellent job of getting it out of his hands on those blitzes. And then you had guys like Rui, Austin, you know, guys attacking. They weren't holding it. They were attacking as the defense was shifting back, and that allowed them to get some easy buckets.
James, this has been a soft part of the Lakers' schedule. You know, you got the Clippers the other night. They're not a good team. Dallas is now 5-15. Coming up this weekend, you've got New Orleans. They're 3-16. This is a bad part of the Lakers' schedule, but I like what they're doing. They're winning these games. They're now 10-1 against teams below 500. Some really, really good teams in Laker history have had trouble beating the bad teams. Yeah, even the Shaq and Kobe teams. You know, there's teams that just could not beat, and then they'd win the World Championship a couple months later. And this team is not doing that. They're salting away the wins early. They're fully healthy now. They're a joy to watch.
Yeah,
OKC's still looming. It's going to be really, really hard to win a series against OKC. But on the pregame show, we talked about, are the Lakers the second best team in the West? I say yes.
Hey, how about you get to that point and then you worry about it, right? Like, it's too much fun right now. OKC is in a class by themselves. We all know that, but there's a race in the West, and they're in it.
OKC's good, okay? But as the season progresses, the champion will always get chipped at. And, you know, it's not going to be easy for them. They got the skills, they got the talent, but they're hunted. And so if the Lakers just continue to blossom and show, I don't know when the next game is against Oklahoma, but to show that they can compete against them and maybe win a game, who knows?
Well, they could see them in cup play. It depends on the brackets when they come out.
That's a good point. So right now, Lakers will play the Spurs. They're going to play at home, and they're going to play December 10th. That's going to be the quarterfinals. Yeah, so if you beat them, you'll have a chance to play OKC, who, by the way, won a really tight one against Phoenix. Phoenix is coming into town on Monday. So I believe OKC plays Phoenix, if you can take a look into the Emirates Cup wall over there. And you got the Orlando Magic, by the way, who beat Detroit tonight. So Orlando wins that. Miami Heat go. Toronto Raptors. Remember, the Lakers are in Toronto. They are playing really good basketball. Right after that Suns game, there's some tough games coming up. Playing the Knicks. And then in the West, Oklahoma City and Phoenix going to run it back. Lakers, San Antonio. Again, that will be at Lakers. December 10th at 7 p.m. So we got that.